Are you planning to purchase a used camera online? Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you a few tips that will help you along the process of purchasing a used camera. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dex and this is Created by Dex. Now if it's your first time being here, thank you so much for joining me and welcome to my channel. In today's video, as I mentioned, I want to talk about a few tips that will help a photographer or maybe someone who's interested in purchasing a used camera online, but you need a little bit of help in terms of what to do, what not to do, questions to ask, etc. I'm here to help you today. Now let me give a little disclaimer, guys. There is really no guarantee when purchasing used gear online. Things can go wrong. However, over the years, these tips I'm about to share with you have helped me to avoid issues when purchasing used camera gear online. Now, I purchased about 7 or 8 cameras in the past, and I know that's not a lot for some people. However, 5 of these cameras have been either used or refurbished. So I do have a bit of experience when it comes down to purchasing camera gear online, and for the most part, I've had no issues when purchasing. So the tips I'll be sharing with you are coming from my own experience as a buyer, and I'll also be sharing a few companies that I've purchased from and a few hidden gems which may help you with your camera purchase. Let's get into it. This for me by far is the most important bit of information that you should get about a used camera. Now, why is this bit of information so important? Well, the shutter activation or shutter count speaks to the number of times that the shutter opens and closes. What's so important about this is that the manufacturer of these cameras actually place a life expectancy on the shutter. So for instance, a camera manufacturer may say the life expectancy of their shutter is rated between 150,000 to 200,000 clicks. Now this is very important to note because if you're purchasing a camera with a life expectancy of 150,000 clicks and the camera is already at 100,000 clicks, there's a great possibility that down the line you may end up with a camera that goes dead because the shutter stops working. What's important to note though, guys, is that a shutter can fail at any time. It can fail at 10 clicks, 100 clicks, 100,000. It can even go way beyond the life expectancy. But you as a buyer need to be aware of how many clicks are already on this camera so you can make a decision as to whether or not you want to purchase this camera. Has it been used too much? Is it close to the life expectancy? Finding out what the shutter count is really important. Comparing prices from different sellers is one of the most important things that I do whenever I'm purchasing used camera gear. Now guys, one of the main reasons why I'm purchasing a used camera is to save money. So why would I not shop around to see what the prices are and to compare them? It's very important that we look at different sellers to see what the going rate is for your particular camera that you're looking at. Another reason why I think you need to compare prices is because some prices are too good to be true. Now I've had instances where I've done my research and seen where a price may be too good to be true, and in that instance, the reseller was taken off the platform because it was a dishonest reseller or maybe a scam. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but this is a reality with purchasing used equipment online. There will be dishonest resellers. However, as an educated consumer, you need to do your necessary research and ensure that what you're purchasing is something that makes sense. Now, this tip in particular isn't always possible because you may be purchasing from one of those larger companies who you may not be able to ask for additional photos. However, where possible, get as many photos, as many angles as you can of this camera. Why am I getting all these photos though? What am I looking for? Well, you need to examine the state of the camera. What condition is it in? Is it looking dirty? Has it been banged around? Does it look like it's been dropped? Does it have cracks? Are they missing buttons? Is it scratched and dinged up? That really says a lot about the care of this camera, how much it has been used, and in what conditions it may have been used. With the fact that I'm not able to physically hold this camera in hand and to do a proper examination, I will need to be able to see as many photos as possible so I can be able to verify if everything is in good condition and if I'm comfortable with this purchase. This is also one of those tips that may not be possible based on the company that you're purchasing from. However, if you are able to, ask as many questions as possible. What are these questions though that I should be asking? Well, firstly, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, you need to know what the shutter activation is. If it's not listed, ask what the shutter count is. Another question is, how long have you owned this camera? Did you purchase it new? Are you the first owner? These are questions that you can ask, guys, and it really helps to tell the backstory of this camera. I could have included this in my list of questions to ask the seller. However, I separated it because I thought it had so much importance and I wanted to talk about it for a little bit. So what is a grey market camera, and why should you know if you're purchasing one? A grey market camera is a camera that is imported and sold by someone or company other than the manufacturer. These cameras in many ways are similar to your genuine cameras and are manufactured by the same company. However, they are imported and being resold in a market which they were not intended for. They also may be repackaged, may be missing a few accessories, or may come in manuals in different languages. Also, most manufacturers will not repair a grey market camera, guys. They will disown it. Now, I can speak from personal experience. I purchased a camera a number of years ago, not knowing that it was a grey market camera. Now, the camera went through a period where it was working fine, but I had to do a repair on the camera. Now, unknowing to me, guys, when I sent the serial number to the manufacturer for them to check the camera, also to tell me what information I need to send to them for them to repair the camera, I was told that this camera is not in their system. Now, I was shocked. I did not know that I had bought a grey market camera and that my manufacturer would not have repaired it. So now what I was left with was having to reach out to a company that was recommended by the manufacturer that would have repaired my camera at my own expense. So yes, guys, take my experience as a lesson. It's important to note whether you're purchasing a grey market camera or a genuine camera. Find out, guys. I find this particular tip, guys, to be very helpful, especially when I'm trying to ascertain whether this is a good or a bad reseller. Especially with sites such as Amazon and eBay, I'm generally going through the reviews to ensure that this reseller is a good reseller. I want to have confidence whenever I'm buying a camera system and know that other persons have had a good experience with this particular reseller. Another thing is that I will seldom purchase from a first-time reseller. Now, this doesn't mean that a first-time reseller is bad, guys. There's no truth to that. However, I'm looking for a track record. I'm looking for something that can allow me to be comfortable with my purchase. I'm going to always look to the reviews to see what persons have said about their experience with you, and that will help me to be more comfortable about my own purchase. As mentioned before, there are certain companies where you may not be able to ask for more photos or to ask more questions, but there are some companies which are reputable and which offer a rating system which allows you to be able to be comforted with your purchase. Companies such as B&H and Adorama have a rating system which I've used in the past and I've found to be credible. It's important, guys, that you pay attention to these ratings, as they will be the ones which will tell you whether this camera is in good condition or bad condition. These will be what will help you to make a thought-out decision about your purchase. So as I had promised earlier, here are a few sites which I have used in the past which I have had good experiences with. eBay is a website which I've used over the years for most of my own used camera gear purchases. Whether it's a lens, a camera, an accessory, I've done a lot of purchasing via eBay. Now guys, I do know that there are persons out there who have mixed feelings about purchasing from eBay. And it's understandable. There are times when things may not go as planned. However, over the years, I've had pretty good experience with purchasing used cameras and gears from eBay. Everyone knows Amazon, and almost everyone purchases from Amazon. I've purchased a few cameras from Amazon and I've had pretty good experiences with my purchases. You can also use their renewed market where you can purchase refurbished cameras. I've purchased about maybe 1 or 2 refurbished cameras in the past and they've been really good. So guys, you can look into the Amazon renewed market and also their used market to see what's there that could work in your favor. KEH or K, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but this is a site which I have done a lot of purchases from and which I find to be very reputable. For me, they're one of the top resellers of used camera and camera equipment in the market. So KEH or K is one of those companies that I use and I can recommend as a good reseller of used camera equipment. So I've grouped Adorama and B&H not because they're the same company, but because I find that their operation is similar in many ways. They use a rating system for their used camera gear, and I find that their ratings are pretty accurate. I also like that they have pretty good customer service and the return policy is also very good. Now, I'm not sure how many persons know about this site or how popular it is. However, they do have a forum section which allows persons just like me and you to be able to list their camera items for sale. The only thing I say about this site though is that there isn't any buyer protection as compared to like an Amazon or eBay. So you will run a little bit more risk when purchasing from a site like this. However, over the years, I've seen where there have been many transactions which have been done seamlessly. So a lot has to do with you depending on the reviews that are left for the different buyers and sellers. One challenge though with this site is that it is mainly based in the United States and most sellers will require that you are in the United States. So that's something to also consider if you do check this site out. Now guys, while I visit these sites as sites that I found to be credible and I'm pretty much comfortable with purchasing from, I'd recommend that you do your own research into these sites and other sites that sell used camera gears and ensure that you are comfortable with your camera purchase. All the websites that I've mentioned as well as additional information are listed in the description below. I'm really hopeful that the information that I've shared with you will be helpful along your process of purchasing your used camera. This was Created by Dex, and I'll see you in the next one.